God bless you. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a tres leches cake. Essentially what that translates to is 3 milks, a cake of 3 milks. Keep in mind there are plenty of ways to make this. This is just how I make it. So if y'all want to see how I make my tres leches, then please just keep on watching. For the cake, you're going to need 5 eggs, and we will be dividing the yolks from the egg whites. You're going to need 1 stick of softened butter, 1 cup of regular granulated sugar, 1½ teaspoons of vanilla, 1½ cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. For the milk, we're going to use 1 13½ ounce can of coconut milk, 1 13½ ounce can of coconut cream, a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, and a 12-ounce can of evaporated milk. And then for the whipped topping, we're going to use 2 cups of heavy cream, 1/2 cup of powdered sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. To garnish, you can use whatever fruit you like, but today we're going to be using strawberries. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is separate my eggs. I am going to be using my stand mixer, and I'm going to be putting the egg whites in here first, and then putting the egg yolks in here, and these we will use at a later time. So I just like to go back and forth. There are many different ways that you can separate the egg yolk from the egg white. This is just how I do it. So we're going to put our egg yolks to the side, and then we're going to go ahead and beat the egg whites until we get stiff peaks. Alright, so this is exactly what you want, just until it forms stiff peaks. And then we're going to go ahead and take the egg whites and put in another container, and then put that container in the fridge. Alright, so then in the same bowl, we're going to go ahead and add the stick of softened butter. And we're also going to add in the 1 cup of granulated sugar. And then we're going to go ahead and cream these together. Then you want to add in 1½ teaspoons of vanilla. And then we're going to add in the egg yolks and try adding them in one at a time. And this is so everything gets mixed well. Once this is all mixed together, you can go ahead and set this aside, and then we'll work on our dry ingredients. So for the dry ingredients, we're going to add in the 1½ cups of flour. And I like to take my flour, you want to level it off. So you scoop up the flour, and then take a butter knife or spatula, whatever you have, and just kind of scrape off the excess on the top. And that'll give you a level cup. We're going to add that 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And again, you're leveling it off to get even measurements. And then 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And then just go ahead and mix all that together. We're going to get the egg whites out of the fridge. And then we're going to add this to our batter. We're going to add the egg whites to the batter, and then the flour to the batter. Then the egg whites and the flour, alternating between the two until we are all done and everything has been incorporated into the bowl. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put the mixer on low, and then alternate between the egg whites and the flour mixture. So then I'm just going to fold the rest of the batter. You want to be careful to not over mix. You see everything just comes combined, so now this is all set to go. So then here I have a 9 by 13 inch pan, and I'm gonna go ahead and spray it with some nonstick baking spray. And we're gonna go ahead and pour the batter in. You can just take your spatula and spread the batter out evenly. So we're gonna go ahead and bake this at a 350-degree oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. And when we start seeing the edges pull away from the side of the pan and a toothpick comes out clean in the center, then it is going to be done. So once the cake comes out of the oven, you could see here that it's pulling away from the sides, and when you insert a toothpick and take it out, the toothpick comes out clean. So now I shut off my oven, and then I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes. And then once the 5-minute timer goes off, that's when we'll start poking holes throughout the cake. So we're gonna go ahead and make the milk now. So we have our evaporated milk, our coconut milk, our sweetened condensed milk, and our coconut cream. We're going to go ahead and blend all this up. Alright, so once this is done, and our timer just went off, so now we can go ahead and poke the holes in our cake. So I'm going to go ahead and take a fork. You can use chopsticks, whatever you like, and I'm just going to start poking holes along the cake. So as you can see, we've poked a lot of holes in the cake. You want enough holes to where it feels like you're gonna smash the cake, but I mean, don't actually destroy it. You just want enough holes so that the cake could absorb all of the milk mixture. And then now we're just gonna go ahead and take a few minutes to slowly pour all of the mixture over the cake. And you wanna go slowly so that way that the cake has enough time to absorb the milk. So once we've added all the milk mixture on top of the cake, we're going to go ahead and put this pan back in the oven. Remember, the oven is turned off, and we're going to set a timer for 10 minutes. Alright, so the timer just went off, so we're going to go ahead and let this cool on the counter for about 5 more minutes. And then we're going to wrap it really well and place it in the fridge. After about 5 minutes on the counter, I went ahead and just wrapped it in some plastic wrap. And I'm going to place it in the fridge. And you want to let this set for a minimum of 4 to 6 hours. Obviously, overnight is best, but if you cannot do overnight and you're trying to make it for the same day, you want to make sure that you give it at least 4 to 6 hours to chill. So now we're going to make the whipped cream, and I did just get my bowl out of the freezer. I had it in there for just a few minutes just to get the bowl nice and cold. And then I'm going to add 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, my whisk attachment, and then I am going to beat this on high for about 2 to 4 minutes or until stiff peaks form. Once you have the cream mixed, then we're going to go ahead and add in a half a teaspoon of almond extract, as well as a half a cup of powdered sugar. And then we'll go ahead and mix this just till everything's combined. Alright, and your whipped cream is ready to go. Once you see that it's stiff like that, good to go. Alright, so here's our cake. This is after about, I want to say, close to 6 hours. Again, if you have the time, it is better to let it set overnight, but nonetheless, it's still going to taste very tasty. So now we're just going to go ahead and put our whipped topping, and then we'll just go ahead and spread it out. And then here I just have some strawberries that I cut up, and I'm just going to place them on the cake for garnish. You can use whatever fruit you like, whatever topping you like. This is just what I'm using for today and what I normally use when I make this cake, because the strawberry just pairs really well with the cake and the whipped cream. Alright, so here's what it looks like as a whole. Now let's go ahead and cut a piece. Alright, so here it is, nice and sliced up. Now it's time to taste.
Today I'm trying out my wife's tres leche. Last time she made it was for my birthday. Delicious, baby.
You like it? The whipped cream is really good, right?
This is fire right here.
2 thumbs up?
This is homemade whipped cream?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes, baby. Most definitely.
Alright y'all, that wraps up this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And if you give this recipe a try, you'll have to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not already. God bless y'all today and always, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!